Morning, guys. Larry the Butcher here. Doing my what seems to be becoming a temporary tradition is I'm live in my car on the way to work, so you guys get to join in all the fun. I was in another store and I knew some of the staff and they needed a hand, so I gave them a hand. And they're like, you have to wear a face mask. All right. They started asking me some invasive questions, and which I thought was a little overreach, but okay. When you're lifting and doing semi-vigorous stuff, I think a face mask is a safety hazard, definitely. I know my management job, we're going to have the option for visors, which looks like they'll be easier to breathe in. So, and then there's going to be some invasive questions because, you can't take care of yourself, I guess. Now, when this started 6 weeks ago, the goal was to flatten the curve, which in a lot of parts of the world we've done. So the timeline for opening should be starting. And it's not, because they've changed the objective. Someone has changed. It appears that they've changed the objective. So what I'm wondering is, now, the virus is real. The virus is a serious problem for the elderly and people who are already sick or have autoimmune conditions. But you are creating a scenario where the collateral issues are far worse than the issue you're trying to prevent. Suicides are up. Suicide prevention calls are up. The beer and liquor store sales are up. I see lineups at the liquor store in the mall by my store all the time. So where do you draw the line where the virus is not as bad as what else is going to happen? Bankruptcies are going to skyrocket. I was originally going to title this, that's not fair, because there are a ton of businesses that will need help and deserve help. And there are a ton of businesses that don't deserve anything from anybody. Case in point, the Canadian Football League, which has a near and dear place in my heart, they have their chairman or their commissioner has gone to the government of Canada. I don't know if he's gone to the government of Canada, but he's been quoted in saying that the federal government needs to give the Canadian Football League $150 million. So just a brief overview on the Canadian Football League. It has 9 teams right now. The average player makes 125,000 Canadian cheeky cam, and they play 9 home games and 9 away games and 2 preseason games. Most of their facilities, I don't think a single CFL team owns their stadium. Well, the Argos. Kind of. The Argos own their stadium through their ownership by Maple Leaf Sports. I don't know if the Brailleys own BC Place. I know the Edmonton Eskimos play at the university. I know Hamilton doesn't own. They have money in the stadium, but they don't own the team. So they already get a ton of public support. Cover your hand when you yawn. Don't want to spread those droplets. So I look at how the ownership groups of teams in other leagues occur. Now, there are some teams that are incredible businesses that do incredibly well. The Maple Leafs are a perfect example. They may be the richest sports organization in the world. And then you look at a guy like Bob Kraft, who owns the New England Patriots. And a lot of you guys hate the Patriots, and I'm not exactly a fan, but Bob Kraft became incredibly wealthy doing something else. And the Patriots are incredibly successful, so he has the opportunity to make money off that. But it's also not his only job. And it's possible hobby that became a lucrative venture. So at what point do we say to businesses that kind of don't need help that they don't need help? Should a venture like CFL teams go to the municipalities and say, look, we're not able to play any games, so we want this year's lease to be written off, so that saves $1 million. Do you go to the province and say, look, these guys are going to get paid, but can you not have them pay income tax so they have more money to themselves? I don't know what the answer is. I'm just thinking out loud. What's next? Does IndyCar go to the city of Toronto and saying, hey, look, we need some love? I don't think that should apply, especially not this kind of business. I don't think that we as regular folk need to pick up the slack for what whether it should or shouldn't be happening is a different story. But where do you say no? That's enough. If the federal government gives the Montreal Canadiens money, then the CFL has a precedent. I don't think they've given the Canadiens money. If they give any other sports entity money, I keep forgetting to shift into 6. I spent years, I love my car. This is a great car. I love the fact that it's a manual transmission. #save manual. Where can you create a system, federally, provincially, state, municipally, where you can basically pause all of the financial obligations? I don't think that's possible, because if you're trying to hold on to staff, they want to be paid. And I don't think the government should go in and pay all these bills just haphazardly. Oh yeah, it's COVID. And I've mentioned this before. We didn't do this for SARS. We didn't do this for H1N1. We didn't do this for a myriad of things. But this one's different. And you can look at other videos and find the probability of fatality, and I think 0.1%, 0.01%. And if that's the case, then it's less lethal than the seasonal flu. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. I want you all to be safe. But I also want you to be able to function. I want you all to be able to not worry that your day's work will pay your bills. And we're not there. Not in the long shot. Dodge ProMaster just passed me. It's got to be the ugliest van ever built. Anyway. And it's interesting, going back to COVID-19 in retail, the customer makeup of different stores. So at my store, where I'm a manager, and I don't wear a shirt different than the rest of the staff. Everyone at my store, 1 or 2 times a day, I'll get someone that just gets a little too close. But when at that other store, they were like, you don't exist. You get out of my way. Forget the 6-foot distance. And as I've mentioned before, if I get it. I will probably survive. I will just isolate somehow for 2 weeks. I don't want to give it to anyone else if I get it.
So the 6 feet is what matters. You know, I nose breathe so most of the time. So, you know, the vapor of my breath is going down rather than out. Does anyone really know the answer? That's what I'm wondering. Do you want to take your kids to the park? Because I want to take my kids to the park. I want to take my kids back to swimming lessons, to taekwondo. I want to start branding and guitar lessons, and none of that can happen. Is that selfish? I don't know. Just watching the traffic go by right now. What do you guys think about these videos? Is this something I should do? Like, I was actually thinking of starting a new channel and call it Larry's Drive Stream, where I do Philip DeFranco style, 2 or 3 news articles, and what I'll do is I'll research it and put a note here on my dashboard, where you just quickly look and talk about it, and you know, talk about how I feel about it or whatever. And let me know in the comments. But that would be a brand new YouTube channel. And possibly a new source of revenue. But then again, all we would be talking about right now is COVID-19. There's nothing going on in the world with COVID-19. I hope you guys are all safe. I hope you guys are going for walks and, you know, doing your 6 feet that you're supposed to do, because I don't want anyone to get an $800 ticket. Forget about the risk of COVID. It's the $800 ticket that I'm more worried about. You guys all have a great day. Chat down below. Tell me how you're doing. Like this video if you liked it. Comment. Well, I just said comment down below. Never mind. I don't know if this is a shareable video, so I'm not going to ask you to share this on your favorite social media. But by all means, track me down on social media. Let's talk about life in general and all the fun stuff. I will talk to you guys next time. I love you all. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.